I am Kelly Brock, the assistant producer here at 148 South Street Studio. And today I have with me the talented and amazing Alex Karasinki, bass player for Mars Hill. Alex, it's great to have you here.
Thank you.
And we should let people know that this is the stage where Mars Hill rehearses.
Yeah.
And you guys just finished recording 5 songs that are going to be released shortly throughout the summer and fall. Can you tell us a little bit about that process?
Nick Coco is a wonderful producer to work with. He really brings the best out of you. He knows just how to play it to get you to where you need to be.
Yeah. So Alex, tell me, what instrument did you first start playing when you were a child?
I actually started on classical guitar.
Like the big ones?
Like the in your lap, like this kind of finger picking classical guitar.
And how long did you play that?
A couple weeks.
Oh, okay. So you just decided that wasn't for you?
Yeah, well, my brother actually suggested that I try bass.
Okay. So what was it about the bass that hooked you?
The sound.
Yeah?
Entirely. It sounded great to me. Everything on it sounded great. And I just ran with it.
How old were you?
Probably like 10.
Did you start taking lessons right away?
I did.
Okay.
Yeah, I took a couple different lessons. The guy I started with was more like the younger kind of like, what song do you want to learn how to play? We'll teach you how to play that song. And after I got through that a little bit, then I did a lot of stuff on my own. And then later I ended up going back to actually the School of Rock and learning theory.
Okay. Now, you were pretty involved with bands throughout high school, isn't that correct?
Yes. Yeah. I was in jazz band, percussion ensemble, wind ensemble, orchestral pit, honors band, I said marching band.
Marching band, okay.
So played both electric and upright bass.
Okay.
I mean, organized music, playing in like an honors band, a wind ensemble, anything like that is great. Being on a stage with 40 or more other people is honestly way cooler than ever being in, 3, 4, 5-piece band.
Okay. Why is that, do you think?
Just everybody working in tandem,
How old were you when you started playing with Kenny? And how did that whole friendship kind of develop? And
I was probably like 23.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that's true. It was a while ago though. I was probably around there, and mostly started because his daughter and I went to school together.
Okay.
So I knew of him, and he knew of me, and he needed a bass player, so
you guys have been working together for 5, 6, 7 years now.
Yes.
In various small ensembles, 2-piece, 3-piece groups, or
yeah, mostly a 3-piece group.
okay. Now, I have had the privilege of hearing you play bass solo without a full band or without an orchestra or anything. And I would describe your style as warm and comforting and sad all at the same time. Can you explain to me and to the viewers what is going through your head when you are composing a piece?
Pretty much what's going through my head is just everything I haven't said aloud. Mm-hmm. Had a lot of loss in my life, and I kind of channel any kind of emotions I have through my music.
Okay. Is music cathartic?
Absolutely.
For you? Now, you just mentioned having a lot of loss in your life, and most recently you lost your mother back before Christmas. How do you think that loss has affected your music or your drive to be a better musician?
It really wants me to make her proud.
Okay. What do you think she would say to you if she was here right now, knowing where you are and this?
Of course she would say she's already proud.
Yeah. So, Alex, where do you feel the most grounded?
Really enjoy large bodies of water.
Mm-hmm.
That in the forest. Just nature in general, away from any kind of hustle and bustle.
Mm-hmm. Do you have a special place you like to go?
Recently, no. Haven't been leaving the house much.
With COVID.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Mars Hill, we've got this group of four men. Each of them represents really a different decade. And you are the youngest member of Mars Hill. What advantages does that bring, do you think, to this collaborative group?
I think I bring obviously that younger perspective. What's more so what's going on now versus what's been going on for the past 20 years or so.
Okay. What disadvantages does it have to be the youngest?
There's a pretty big disadvantage because a lot of times the guys will talk about songs or bands that I have no idea about. And I'm just like, yeah.
Doing a lot of research. And I'm sure
Absolutely.
likewise you'll mention a group and they're like, who?
Oh, yeah.
So, okay. When people talk about Mars Hill, what kinds of things do you hope that they're saying?
Anything, really. I mean, if they're talking about us, that's a good sign in general.
How do you hope people will describe your music?
Probably like a new approach to contemporary rock, in a way,
Are there specific bands or musicians that Mars Hill likes to try to pull energy from?
I mean, Kenny pulls stuff from a lot of different bands. I mean, specifically, like Van Halen, like Jimi Hendrix, stuff like that.
Okay. And what about you as a bassist? Where do you draw inspiration?
I've always drawn inspiration from, and it's not totally applicable to Mars Hill, but I've drawn inspiration from solo bass players, or like indie, like ambient, tons of effect pedal kind of driven stuff like that.
Okay. So, Alex, if you could give some advice to those young boys and girls out there that are starting to play the bass guitar, what kinds of advice would you give them?
Just keep on playing, always be practicing. There's always something more to learn. Never get comfortable. Always try to step outside any sort of box that you may have put yourself in as far as playing goes.
Just keep trying to learn.
Yeah.
Keep
everything.
trying to get better every day.
Yeah. I mean, theory is very important for a bass player, but even without it, you can still get along by just feeling it out, having a good feel, relaxing into it, not tensing up anywhere.
Okay. But having fun.
Oh, absolutely having fun.
That's the most important thing.
Yeah.
Well, you definitely look like you have fun when you are on stage performing with Mars Hill. Alex, I want to thank you so much for being here at 148 South Street Studio and spending this time with me. It was so nice to get to speak with you.
Thank you.